There's growing demand for healthcare services that are available to the public in their own homes. The reasons have to do with tradition, with technology, and with cost effectiveness. Home care is the oldest form of healthcare, and in a way, it's also the newest. Modern technology has developed to the point where many services that are available in the hospital can now be provided at home. There is significant evidence that it is less costly than other forms of care, and that it is the most satisfying form of healthcare available to the American public. It's an idea whose time has come.
Well, the benefits of in-home care versus other facilities and long-term care facilities, nursing homes, retirement facilities, and there's a certain section of the community that's the right answer for them. But there's a large segment of people that want to remain in their own home. They want to age in place. And so from our perspective, we provide them the ability to do that.
It could be as much as just going there and assisting them with meal preparation, with the bathing, with light housekeeping. We can run errands for them. We can pick up their medications from the pharmacy. Many things like that.
Our elderly will suffer from loneliness probably more than anything else. And to have someone come in and not only take care of their physical needs, but to be there as a companion and to be there as a friend, it makes a huge difference, and it saves a lot of medical bills because it avoids falls, it avoids depression. There's a lot of benefits that come from our services.
I don't think there's anybody out there that would say they'd prefer to leave the home that they love, that they may have raised their family in, to go to a new community in their 80s. I wouldn't want to do it now, so I can't imagine down the road wanting to do that. And in-home care is an option now for seniors that they didn't have years ago.
We just feel like we're doubly and triply and on blessed to be able to stay in our home, because this is where we have happy memories and we feel comfortable and we know it's safe. We've got good neighbors.
It just isn't natural for someone who is ill or frail or just simply old and in need of support. It doesn't seem to me to be natural for them to have to leave their home.
In-home care is a fairly new phenomenon. I'd say the last 10 plus years. Before that, it was family and or a facility. But when you look at it from the loved one, the client's perspective, neither one of those two options were what they wanted. The option that they wanted was to be able to stay in their own home.
I think the benefits of in-home care are preserving the well-being of the individual. The most comfortable thing for an elderly person to do is not to move out of their home. I know my personal situation with my parents at age 85 and 87, they dug their heels in and they said, we are not leaving our beautiful home. Regardless of what you kids think we should do, we are staying in our home. So then we had to look at alternatives and found the in-home care.
Many of our clients have lived in the same house for 20, 30, 50 years. All of their memories are there, and when they leave that, my wife worked in long-term care. There's nothing wrong with long-term care facilities, but the average stay in a nursing home is only 2 years. And you know that there's people been in those nursing homes for 10, 12, 15 years. So statistically, there has to be a lot of people that weren't in those homes for very long. And what happens, what my wife has seen and what we have seen now in this business is that people who do end up having to go to a nursing home give up hope. They just give up the hope and the will to live. Whereas if they could have just stayed in their home and had someone help them with the 20 hours a week to do the things that they couldn't have done, they could have lived a much happier and healthier life.
Probably 90+% of the people I see do better in the home. I think for the mere fact they're happier in the home. They get to, be in a familiar environment and setting that they're comfortable in. A lot of elderly, especially with dementia, when they go into an alternative place, they become more confused, they become more depressed. And that's with any of us. I think we all like to be around our family, around our home, and we're much happier that way.
One night my mother fell on the floor and spent 5 hours on the floor with nobody around to take care of her. And unfortunately after that, we elected to put my mother into a nursing facility, a very nice nursing facility, but one in upstate New York where she lived, and tried to keep her close to where her friends were. She went downhill very rapidly. And we believe that if she had stayed home and had the care at home, that her health would have been, and her life would have been extended.
I've seen studies that, of course, statistically would tell you that in-home care will allow a senior to live more years than if they go into a facility or a nursing home. But on a personal level, I can tell you that when my grandmother was put in a facility, she lived 6 months after she went in there. And I know that if we could have brought a caregiver into her home and taken care of her on a one-on-one basis, she'd have probably lived another 6 to 10 years. The other advantage of in-home care is that you have one-on-one care. You're able to develop a relationship with that senior, which they need more than anything else. Seniors need love, they need compatibility, and they need somebody that cares about them. They don't get that in a nursing home where you've got one person taking care of 30 patients.
The people that were selected to care for my mother just were a good match. My mother liked them. My mother liked her caregivers, and I know that they grew to love my mother.
When the senior needs help, he gets it immediately. In other areas, arenas, where there's not that one-on-one care, they don't get the quick, concerned care that they need in a timely manner.
I think it's the one-on-one, the personal care that you get. It's a friend, it's someone who's there to take care of you. It's not someone who's trying to take care of 25 other people as well as you, and you're a number on the list that needs to be done in the next 30 minutes.
What we were really looking for and what we found with caregivers who respect her as an adult, respect her as a person, at the same time recognize the additional and special needs that she has. And so that's why this team and the individuals are so incredible, because they do connect with her on a really real level and treat her with tremendous respect.
When a family calls us and they're looking for the best solution for their elderly family member to ensure their quality of life, usually we are the right answer. And the reason we're the right answer is, number one, we can help that elderly person to continue to live at home, which is where they really want to be. We can help them to do that without burdening their other family members, which is something that they are usually more concerned about than their family members are. And we can give those family members a sense of security that their loved one is going to be taken, not so much to be taken care of, but to be supported in the same way that they would if they were there, and they can manage their lives with the peace of mind that that brings.
So often you see the children of these parents at wit's end. They are unaware that they can keep their parents in their home. Most of these people work and they're struggling with, how can I assist my parents and keep a full-time job and raise my children? And when we come into play and we tell them this is how we work, you can just see this incredible sense of relief.
It gives our children that live out of town or out of state blessed assurance that they know we're not out street walking or misbehaving.
It allowed us as family members to really spend quality time with my mother.
To me, it was just a blessing, just a real blessing to get someone that I trusted and felt very comfortable with to come in and care for her.
When you can't be there 24 hours a day, and your mother is not well, and you turn your mother over to someone, for care and well-being, you have to have a lot of confidence to be able to walk away when it's time to go home, to get your own rest. And I had that confidence.
My product is peace of mind. That's what I'm out in the world selling. And for the children who live out of state, we have a really close relationship with all, the children of the adult folks that we're caring for. So it's absolutely priceless to them. They're committed to us. They're dedicated to information, and they want to know what their folks are doing. So, yeah, it's what we're selling really is peace of mind. That's the gift that we get to give, families every day.
Trying to care for someone long distance like we did, 800 miles away, is one of the most stressful things that you can imagine. You love this person and you can be with them, and yet you're trying to live your life and work or do whatever you have to do, and also try to make them comfortable and know they're safe. And it's just very, very difficult, and you want to have people that are checking on them and caring for them as the way you would.
It was so important for all of us to have Mother at home. She was so happy to be at home. Her friends visited her every day. She had got mail every day. And I remember one day she said to me, she looked around and she said, "It's me being in this condition, but I'm able to be at home." And it was wonderful for her to be at home.
Allow your loved one to stay at home. Help promote their health and well-being. Give them the personalized attention and care that they need. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes to families. That's why home care.
You can tell by her actions and words that she loves what she's doing and she wants the best for you. And I tell her over and over that we want to stay in this home, and she's our ticket to stay. And I don't get paid for that.